What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sold Out. And on today's episode, I'm excited to finally bring you guys the JT1. Sorry if it was a few days late to the party. I ended up getting it in Monday, and I ran a ton of games in this sneaker. Few good things, actually quite a few good things, not many bad things, but there was a few. With that being said, let's hop right into the review. This is the box. It didn't just come with the plain box. Got some Jayson Tatum touches to it. The Jordan logo right there, signature right there. So I have already played in these already. I just threw them back in the box when I was up at the gym. So these are supposed to be Jordan Brand's like lightest sneaker ever. I don't know about ever, but I think right now in the lineup, it is definitely one of the lightest sneakers. It feels super, super light on foot, and it feels super light in hand. So I'm gonna say this is a size 8. I'm gonna say around 10.5, maybe 11 max. 11.1. So I was off by 0.1, but yes, this is a very light sneaker. This is a size 8 shoe. Now let's get right into the review. Working our way from the top down to the bottom. Heel slip-in comfort. There wasn't like crazy amount of padding, but it still felt good on foot. It did not rub. It almost has that memory foam type feel. There's no crazy extra padding. It felt great on foot, so no complaints about that. Heel lockdown was phenomenal. There was no heel slippage when I put on the JT1. It felt good on foot. Now down on the laces were super annoying. I did not like the laces on the JT1. They came undone 5 or 6 times. I've never had this big of an issue with laces besides probably the Way Away Shadow 4s. Those came untied a lot. Them are round laces and they just feel slick, and so do these. Even my son said when I showed him these that this felt really slick and he did not like the laces. I agree, I did not like the laces either, but that's nothing hard to take care of. You can swap them out for a few bucks. Now onto the tongue. I love the tongue. The tongue was super breathable. There's tons of ports in there. It's not crazy padding, but it's enough to feel good. It conforms to foot really well. I wish there was a little bit more padding on this part right here, but I get it. They try to make this one of the lightest weight sneakers, so I feel like they try to take away a lot of material on this that could have maybe made it just a little bit better, but they wanted to make one of the lightest shoes that's in the Jordan brand line, so I guess I understand. But I didn't have a huge issue with it. It still felt good on foot, conformed to foot, very breathable. Definitely up my alley when it comes to being a breathable sneaker. Now, that takes us right into materials. Down onto materials, it is the Leno weave, and it is a lot better than the Jordan 37. If you were scared after what happened to Grant Williams with the Jordan 37, the blowout that he had, I don't think you're going to have this, and I think Jordan Brand even made it a point to put that on there right there to reinforce it a little bit so there's no like blowouts or anything like that, because you can just not be having that when it comes to a basketball sneaker. Nobody wants a blowout. One blowout happens, it's all over Instagram, IG, TikTok, and everybody knows the shoe is dog shit. So the material wasn't like the highest quality. It does feel a little bit cheap on foot, but it's very breathable, very light. You guys can see the mesh. I'll show a couple close-ups of the mesh. I enjoyed it. Over on this side, it's almost like a canvas material right there. See that? And I did like the touch that they did on the back of the heel. Try to get a close-up of the heel too. I like the stitching. I love when they put stitching on a shoe. I like the, I'm not sure if I got them up here, the Cosmic Unities. I love them shoes. There was a lot of stitching on that. It helped reinforce it, I think, quite a bit. And this really is not going to help reinforce it, but it adds a dope touch. This is the Zoo colorway, by the way. So for you size guys, yeah, I feel like this is a narrow sneaker. Really not even that wide of a base. It's decent size, but it's nothing crazy. It's not like the Currys. It's not like the Zion 1s, Zion 2s, or anything like that. There's no like crazy outrigger on that sneaker. And on the other side of the sneaker, it kind of has like a patent leather, like Grant Hill type vibe on this side. I'm sure they put that there for some little extra added support as well. So as far as support and lockdown, I'm not sure this is the most supportive shoe that I've ever worn. It's not very rigid. This right here did rub when I did hockey stops. I know that's for support and to help with lateral movements, but that did rub into me and dig pretty hard on the first hockey stops. I played about 5-6 games in them. Went on to play 5-6 more, and I never felt that again. So, and then I played the next day too. I played about 7 games the next day, and I still did not feel no pain or anything like that. So I think it just had to get broken a little bit and conform to my foot a little bit better and warm up. And I think the shoe just has a little bit of breaking time. But if you're a big and you're putting a lot of torque onto the ground and into your shoe, I'm not sure if this is going to be the sneaker for you, because this isn't the most supportive material over here. And the linen weave does, you can move in the linen weave a little bit. You guys can kind of see that material just kind of goes back and forth. So if you're looking for support, top-notch support, this might not be the sneaker for you. Now, onto something that I heard a few people complain about, but I actually enjoyed, was the cushioning. After I seen a couple initial reviews, I was like, dang, I thought this would be a little bit bouncy on the forefoot, and it was for me. I love the bounce that I got off on the forefoot. I'm a light guy. I'm not a big guy. I'd imagine a big guy would get even more bounce back on this. And then the foam, I enjoyed the foam. Like, I don't think they could have made this whole sneaker out of foam, because I think it would have just pretty much folded. I think this gives it a lot of support on the bottom. But I wish Jordan Brand, Nike, somebody, they're already like going in that direction of giving us something like what Flow gives us. I don't know if this is React. It does have these markings over here similar to React. And the foam's pretty soft for the most part. You guys will be able to see that in a few videos. The foam is pretty dang soft. I enjoyed it. I had no issues with comfort in these. This Zoom bag obviously is mega big. You can kind of see right through the sneaker. You can see that bag down here, right here, and you can definitely feel it on foot. And there's quite a bit of compression on the back. So cushioning was straight in my opinion. I'm really surprised how decent it was for being a first signature shoe by a star player. You do kind of have to get used to how bouncy the forefoot is versus how not bouncy the back is. Like, I know a lot of people don't like the Air Zoom Strobel in the forefoot because it kind of makes them feel uneven in the back. This don't make it feel like that, but it just feels a little bit different. I ran a few games and I was already used to it. And when it came down to it, I really enjoyed the cushioning on the JT1. Now down onto the traction, clear translucent rubber is either a no-go or it's very good, in my opinion. There's like not really like an in-between. It either sucks or it doesn't. This didn't suck. This foam on the back, I know a lot of people said like it would slip out. I never had one slip out on this at all, and I play in the same gyms that I always play on. Like, it really was no different. Like, when I used to go to the Y all the time, I usually stay pretty consistent with what gym I'm going to when I'm giving you guys these reviews, and I went to the same two gyms, and there was no issues with these whatsoever. On a clean court, these stuck like glue when I pulled them right out the box. I know a lot of sneakers stick like glue. I pulled the Way of Wade 11s out of the box, and they stuck like glue. They were sticking as I was picking them up off the court. You could hear the stickiness. So sneakers can always be great right out the box. You got to break them in a little bit, give them 10, 15 minutes, warm them up, give them a couple weeks to, really break in. And this just felt great right away. I had no issues with this. I played a ton of games right out the box. I played 7 games in these, and I felt great. Next day I went and played 7, or no, it was that a few days later I went and played 7 or 8 more. So I had a good time playing in these, and the traction did not upset me at all on the JT1s. Now down onto something that I really didn't care for on the sneaker is probably going to be durability, guys. I don't think this foam is going to hold up very well at all. I think it's a great idea that they tried something outside of the box, but why would they not try this inside of a gym a little bit more to be like, hey, we can't use that shit. We got to do something to make this a little bit tougher. I've already probably balled out this area right through here. Like, it wasn't nothing like deep grooves or anything that was probably going to help you with traction, but it is already fading off. I'm getting, bald spots right through here, all up into there, on the ball of my foot. This is a sneaker where you do kind of got to play on the balls of your feet, and this right here, you can see that one a little bit more. It's starting to rub away really fast, and it also has got some stress bends right there as well. And I just don't know if this is going to make it through a whole season or a whole AAU summer for you guys, or whatever you're doing. If you're playing, or if you got a lot of basketball activity in your life, I'm not sure this is going to be the sneaker you want to run out and grab. If you want to run out and grab this maybe for practices and swap out for games with another shoe, that might help out a little bit, because it feels great on foot. The bounce feels great. So when it comes to durability, I'm just not sure this is it. So at the end of the day, my recommendations, if you're a big that's just getting rebounds running up and down the court, you might like the bounce in the foot. This sneaker might be able to contain you, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm a very light guy. I like to play fast and quick movements. I'm not putting a ton of torque into my sneakers like a lot of you bigs do. So if you're putting a lot of torque in your sneaker, I'm not sure this is going to be the sneaker for you. But from the position 1 through 3, maybe some 4s, this is definitely going to be a pretty solid sneaker. Like I said, watch out for the durability. If you're getting this for a 5 days a week sneaker, it's probably not for you. This is a no-go at all when it comes to playing outdoors. You cannot play with the sneaker outdoors. I mean, technically you can do whatever you want. Probably get a couple good runs in this and you're tearing this foam to shit. So at the end of the day, I just want to be honest and let you guys know this is definitely not an outdoor sneaker. Probably not going to be the most durable either. And it does take a little bit of getting used to just how your foot like hovers. It's not sitting in material. Like if you look at this, like you can see right between, you know, right to the other side, to the paneling over on this side. And you can do it on this side a little bit, but I'm not sure the camera's going to pick that up. But at the end of the day, this was not a bad sneaker. Like I said, just a little bit of durability issues, and I really didn't care for the laces. But other than that, it's a solid first shoe. I think Jordan Brand did a good job. I wish they would have just kind of made this foam a little bit more tougher, because it's got a ton of impact protection. They could have made it a little bit tougher and sacrificed some of that impact protection for durability. I think that would have been smarter on Jordan Brand's part, just because the sneaker would have been able to be played in like outdoors and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm just glad Jordan Brand's using foam in some of their sneakers, and hopefully we can kind of start getting towards Jordan, Nike kind of doing what Flow does with the Currys. I think that'd be dope, but it's got to hold up better than this at the end of the day. So guys, I hope you like my review. This is my rundown of the Jordan Brand Jayson Tatum 1, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Sold Out. Peace.